I'd like to show you how to make a classic granny square. This is a technique in which we're making a square pattern, but we're actually working in the round. So we're making first the dark red, then the bright pink, then the light pink, then the white, and then the red again. So even though it's a square, we're going to work in the round. And this technique is really cool because you can make an awful lot of patterns using this concept of working in the round, even though you're making a square pattern. The granny square pattern you see here is a very classic pattern, and it's also good to have this in your toolbox as a crocheter, so how to make this square. I'll show you each of these rounds, and by the time we get to round 5, I'm sure you'll see the rhythm of this pattern and you'll be able to make this as big as you want. So I've just done 5 rounds here, but you can easily do 10, 20, 25 rounds, just as many as you want. I'm going to start with a slip knot. Put this on my hook. I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I'm going to close on the first chain stitch, so that's this one right here at the beginning, with a slip stitch. That first one, close with a slip stitch. You now have in here, you've got a small little circle. I just open it up, you see that little circle there. And in that circle we're going to be making all of our stitches for round 1. I'm going to work double crochets. And my first double crochet is going to be a chain 3. This is my first double crochet. Now then in that little circle, so just open it up, I'm going to work the first chain stitch. The first double crochet. Now what's important is not to work in here, because that's a space that's from the chain stitch. You want to work in the circle, so don't accidentally work in there. So actually here in the circle. And if the moment you've got 2 or 3 stitches in there, it'll be much easier to see where it is. So in that little circle, see there it is, work a double crochet. And also work a second. And this group of 3 double crochets is the classic granny stitch. Chain 2, this is to make a corner. This chain 2 is a corner. Now I'm going to work again 3 double crochets in the little circle here in the middle. So that's 1 double crochet. 2 and 3 double crochets, and this is your second group of 3 double crochets, which again makes a granny stitch. And this here is an edge, and that is an edge of your square, with the chain 2 making the corner. I'm going to do this 2 more times to make the other 2 edges. Again, chain 2 in the little circle here in the center. So you're working over those chain stitches, those chain 4 stitches, and working into that circle, make 3 double crochets. You can now see how you have 3 edges here. Again, chain 2, and now your last edge. 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So that is your third or your fourth edge there. You need to make the last corner, and then we can close on the first stitch. I'm going to do chain 2. That's my final corner of my square. And now you've got these 3 chain stitches here. On the top of those 3, that third one going to close there with a slip stitch. That's round 1 of my granny square. I'm going to cut this thread because I'm going to use a different color in the next round. Open up. Then for round 2, I'm going to use a different color. For round 2, I'm going to start in any of the corner stitches, doesn't matter which one. So in this chain 2 corner space, I'm going to attach my yarn, a new color yarn, with a slip stitch. Now I again need to make a granny stitch, so that's 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then another granny stitch, 3 double crochets, all in this same corner space. My first double crochet is a chain 3, followed by 2 more double crochets in this same space. So that's 3 double crochets in that corner space. I'm going to move it up a bit because I need to make a few more in there. Chain 2, this is your corner. Now again 3 double crochets adjacent to the 3 you've already made in that same space. You can see that chain 2 space there is your new corner. So you've moved the corner up to the next round. You've got a granny stitch left and right of it. Chain 1. This chain 1 is to bridge the gap over these 3 stitches that you have here from round 1. That's why you're doing that chain 1. Now I'm going to this space on this side here and do exactly the same in this corner as what I've done in that corner. Means in this chain 2 space work 3 double crochets. 2, 3 double crochets. Chain 2, that's your new corner. I'm just going to move these stitches up a bit. Work 3 more double crochets in the same space. And 3. You can see if you look at this, how you now have a corner. You've got this chain 1 here just to help you bridge that gap. You've got a corner on that side. In between you've got 2 double crochet stitches. These double crochet stitches are your granny stitches, so you've got 2 of those groups. This we're going to repeat on the other edges also. Chain 1 and then go to the next corner. So you're skipping these 3 stitches here, you're only going to work in the space. Again, it's 1, 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, move them up a bit, and then again 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Chain 1 and go to the next corner, and again work 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then again in the same space 3 more double crochets. So 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and now you're basically all the way around. You still need a chain 1 just for these 3 stitches from round 1. Chain 1, then here on these first stitches, those are your chain 3 to start. I'm going to close there with a slip stitch on the top of that chain 3. There you go. And that's round 2 of your granny. I'm again going to use a different color for the next round, so I'm just going to cut my yarn and open up, and then for round 3 I'll see you again. For round 3 we're going to do exactly the same as round 2. We're again starting in a corner. In this corner I'm going to attach my yarn with a slip stitch. My first double crochet is a chain 3. If you prefer, you're more than welcome to, for example, do a standing double crochet here. You can see this in one of my other videos. So that's my first double crochet. I'm going to again do 2 more in the chain space, in the corner space, and that's your first granny stitch, those 3 double crochets. Then chain 2, that's to make your new corner, and then do 3 more double crochets in the same space. And 3. We're now going to go over these, skipping these 3 double crochets here, so that granny stitch, and in the chain space going to make our next granny stitch. So that's a chain 1. That chain 1 is always to skip these 3 double crochets from a row down. Then in the chain 1 space you have here, going to work 3 double crochets. 2, 3 double crochets. Chain 1, that's again to skip these 3 double crochets here. Then you're onto the corner. In the corner here you're going to do exactly the same as on that side. So that's 3 double crochets, chain 2, and I'm just moving everything again, 3 more double crochets, 2 and 3. That's your first edge here with your corners. This we're going to repeat on these other 3 sides also. Again, chain 1 to skip those 3 double crochets, and in the chain 1 space I'm going to work 3 doubles and 3. Chain 1, skipping these last 3 doubles. In your corner space, work a new corner. So that's 3 doubles, chain 2, because it's a corner, so don't accidentally do a chain 1 there. Doing chain 2s for your corner. That's your second edge done. On the third edge, chain 1, skipping these 3 stitches, you you're going for the chain space. In that chain space, you're working over the chain 1, work 3 double crochets. Chain 1, skipping these last 3, going to the chain 2 corner. Then we're making a new corner. First we do the 3 doubles, chain 2, and then 3 more doubles. And this cluster of 3 double crochets with a chain 1 in between, where you're working your 3 double crochets in the chain 1 space from a row down. This is a classic granny stitch. Chain 1, and then on your first stitch, that's going to be the chain 3 in this case, going to close there on the top with a slip stitch. There you go. That's row 3. I'm going to show you row 4 also, and then you should be able to see the rhythm of this pattern. Row 4, we again start in a corner space, chain 2 space, and we're going to make a new corner. To attach my yarn with a slip stitch. If you're using the same color yarn as the previous row, you would be in this stitch here with a slip stitch. Then go with a slip stitch to this stitch and to the next, and then to the chain 2 space, and then you're at the same position where I am right now. So you slip stitch to your corner space. From here again, chain 3 for your first double crochet, followed by 2 more double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 more doubles in the same space. This is exactly the same as we've done on each and every corner up till now, so that's always going to be the same for this classic granny square. That's your corner made. Now what we're going to do is exactly the same as we did for row 3. We're going to do chain 1, skipping these 3 stitches. In the chain 1 space work 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip these 3, and work in this space 3 double crochets. Chain 1, skipping these last 3, work a new corner. That's what we're going to be doing, and that's the pattern that you're going to be repeating for each and every row until your square is big enough. Chain 1, skipping these 3, so in the chain space work 3 double crochets. Chain 1, then go to the next chain space and work 3 double crochets. Chain 1. Now your next space is a chain 2 space, that's a corner. So here you're going to work 3 doubles, 3 doubles, chain 2, and then in the space work 3 more doubles, so that's a new corner. And 3. You can see that's your next edge that you've now made. This we're going to repeat on these other 3 sides also. I'll show you each and every step, and then I'll show you one more round, and then you should be able to make this square as big as you want. To continue, chain 1, in the next chain 1 space work 3 double crochets, and 3. Chain 1, and again work 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, and then in the next chain 2 space we work a corner. So that's 3 double crochets. So this is again this classic granny combination, these 3 doubles, chain 2, and then 3 more doubles. And the 3 double crochets belong to your edge, and the chain 2 is the actual corner. As you can see here, that's a corner, and then these 3 doubles, they belong to this edge here, and then that chain 2 makes your next corner. So we've now done 2 full sides. You still need to do 2 more sides. Chain 1. Again, in the next chain 1 space work 3 doubles. Just need a bit more yarn. Chain 1. In the next space work 3 doubles. And an easy mistake to make here is, as you get into this pattern, is to accidentally make only 2 double crochets. So really make sure you're always doing 3 and chain 1s in between. So also the chain 1 is something that you can't forget if you're not paying close enough attention. So be sure that you get that chain 1 space. When you're here at the corner, like I am now, and I'm losing my thread, there we go, be sure to do a chain 2, because that's also an easy mistake to make, is to accidentally do a chain 1 there, because you've got the rhythm, the 3 double crochets, and then chain 1, and then you accidentally make chain 1 on the corner. But the corner, you do need those 2 chain stitches to really get your corner nice and square. Otherwise it's going to be more round than square. And 3, chain 1. Now I'm to the beginning, so on this first stitch, those first 3 chain stitches, I'm just going to close on there with a slip stitch. So if I was to use the same color yarn for the next round, what I would do is I would just slip stitch over to the chain 2 space. And now I would be able to start my next row here, for example. I'm not going to do this because I want to use a new color for the next row. So I'm just going to take these out. And I'm going to cut my yarn, open up, then I'll see you for the last row, and after that you should really be able to make this as big as you want. The next row I'm going to show you, I have my new yarn again, I'm going to attach in the corner with a slip stitch, chain 3, it's my first double crochet, and then work 2 more in the corner, chain 2, and work again 3 double crochets in the corner, and 2 and 3. That's your new corner made with 3 double crochets on either side of the corner. Chain 1, going to your next chain 1 space, work 3 doubles, 2 and 3, chain 1, go to your next chain 3 space and work 3 doubles, chain 1, go to your next chain 3 space, and that you will continue until you get to the corner. So if your edge is bigger, you're just going to have more of these groups of 3 doubles with the chain 1s in between. So the bigger the square is, the more of these you have, but the concept is always the same. Chain 1, and now you're on a corner. So here you're going to do 3 doubles, 2, 3 doubles, chain 2, and then again 3 doubles, and 3. That's your new corner. Chain 1, and go to your next chain 3 space and work 3 doubles. Chain 1, your next chain 1 space, work 3 doubles. You can see the rhythm that we're following here. Chain 1, your next chain 3 space, again 3 doubles. And we're going to go all the way around. And what's nice about this rhythm is that you can make your square as large as you want to. And then in the chain space, the corner space, work 3 doubles, chain 2, and 3 more doubles. And now you're on your next edge again. So chain 1, your next chain space, work 3 doubles, chain 1, repeat on the next chain 1 space. It's 1 and 3, chain 1, again 3 doubles, and 2, 3, chain 1, and your next stitch is a corner stitch. So this way you always repeat the same pattern. Chain 2 for your corner, that's important because you really need that chain 2 to get the 90-degree angle. And now I'm on the last edge already. Chain 1, in the next chain 1 space do 3 doubles, chain 1, go to your next chain space, 2 and 3, chain 1, your last chain 1 space, it's 1, 2, 3, and your very last stitch that I'm going to show you, chain 1, and then close here with an